Welcome, my darlings, to my humble chateau. Please make yourself very comfortable. Relax your mind and release your imagination to me. I will bring you a story to entrance and entertain. Perhaps a frightening one. Perhaps a steampunk. Perhaps a bit of mythology. Anyway, sit back, enjoy, and subscribe to me. Greetings, darling listeners, and welcome to your favorite radio drama, Madame Presents, full of all the spook and scare you can handle. Video may have killed the radio star, but we know not everything stays dead. Mr. Stewart is the owner of a very large and extremely well-made, ingenious hotel. He seems to go through employees quite quickly, however. Please listen in to see why.
I tell you, Captain, it don't make sense. We picked her up walking down the street saying the same thing over and over again.
Revenge.
She's as crazy as they come, I tell you. Listen to her yourself.
Revenge.
Yes, what is it?
I'm looking for Mr. George Stewart, if you please.
Oh, you mean about the advertisement?
Aye, that's right. I got here as soon as I could, and
That's all right. As long as you got here, that's all that matters. Come in.
Oh, thank you.
Just put your suitcase down there. It'll be all right.
Thank you.
Now, if you'll come right this way, then we'll...
Thank you.
Just step in here, Miss...
Malone. Ella Malone.
Ah, yes, of course. Miss Malone. Now then, you'll have a chair, please.
Thank you.
Ah, there we are. Now then, Miss Malone. To be perfectly frank with you, I wasn't quite expecting you today.
And I had the hardest time finding the house. I do hope you'll forgive me.
Of course. Don't give it another thought. Promptness may be a virtue, but we can't all be virtuous now, can we? Ah, now then. You're here in answer to my advertisement.
Aye, sir, you wrote me.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. You're the young lady from...
From Cranesville.
Oh, yes. Cranesville. That was Iowa, wasn't it?
Oh, no, sir. Ohio.
Of course. How stupid of me to forget. Yes, I remember now. I wrote you a letter.
Aye, sir.
Now then, you're the young lady who wanted a position as my secretary, wasn't that it?
Aye, sir. And I do appreciate the opportunity you've given me, sir.
Oh, not at all. You have my letter with you.
Oh, aye, sir, right here, sir.
Oh, yes. Orphan. Business school. Yes, yes, you'll do very nicely.
I'll do my best, sir.
Now then, your friends know you came here, of course.
There's no one very much interested, Mr. Stewart.
Oh, come now, a pretty young girl like you. No young beaux, and so on and so on.
No, sir. There's no one. I mean, sir, you can depend on me to give all my attention to my work.
Very commendable. Very commendable indeed. My work, as I wrote you, is entirely confidential. My philanthropies are, to a great extent, entirely sub rosa. No fuss, no feathers. You understand what I mean.
Oh, yes, sir.
As my secretary, my affairs will be entirely in your hands. My checking account, my finances, and so on, entirely in your care.
I understand, sir.
It's quite a responsibility, and you're quite a young woman. And, as I wrote you, the bank will...
Oh, yes, sir. I understand. The bond, I've brought the money for it.
Oh, you have?
Aye, sir. $300, and I've got it right here, sir.
Fine. That's very businesslike. Yes, indeed. I'll give you a receipt, and there we'll be.
Mr. Stewart?
Yes? My pen. Yes, here we are.
My money? I'll get it back from the bank any time I leave your employ. I mean, when you want me to?
Of course, of course. Now then, here you are. Received of Miss Nellie Malone.
Ella.
Ah, yes, of course. Ella. Memory isn't quite what it used to be. That's why I need a good secretary.
I'm very good at remembering things.
Oh, are you? Now then, there we are. I guess this receipt is in good order. Received of Miss Ella Malone $300, to be deposited with the Merchant's Bank as surety bond, and to be returned to said Ella Malone upon a request. Yeah, and there's my signature. Now, then, how's that?
I'm sure that'll do very well, sir. And I want you to know, I do appreciate your giving me this chance to.
Now. I assure you the honor is mine. Giving a youngster an opportunity to rise in the business world. It's little enough to do.
You're very kind.
Now then, you've got my receipt. But I...
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Not at all. Not at all.
My purse. I have it right here. I am sorry.
Well, I understand. The excitement of your trip.
Here it is, Mr. Stewart. You see, I had it all ready in an envelope. If you'll open it.
Not at all. Not at all. Bank can do that when I send it to them in the morning.
But...
My dear Miss Malone, if you say there's $300 in that envelope, that's all that's necessary as far as I'm concerned. Now, just put your purse down there, and I'll show you through your new home.
Yes, Mr. Stewart.
Now, we'll go right up these stairs.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you'll find I have quite a place here. 3 stories high and every inch of it my own design.
Rather dark.
Careful now. Careful.
I'm all right.
Mustn't hurt yourself. Hardly the way to start a new job. Now then, here we are. Take you to your room, and there you'll be.
My suitcase.
No, never mind. Bring it up later. No hurry. Right down the hall, then.
Aye, sir.
Got a nice room for you. Very nice. Fact of the matter is, you can choose any room on this floor.
But, Mr. Stewart, your daughters.
Daughters?
Aye, won't they object? You just said any room.
Oh, yes. My daughters. I did write you about them, didn't I?
Aye, you did.
Well, never mind about them. They're upstairs studying. Now, right here. I suggest you take this room. At least for tonight.
Whatever you say, Mr. Stewart.
Get the light on. There we are. Nice, isn't it?
Yes, it's very nice.
Go on in. Look around.
Well,
Go right ahead. It's going to be your room for quite some time to come, you know.
All right.
Now then, go on in further. It's going to be all yours after all. Make sure you like it.
I've never had such a large room. If you've got one a little smaller.
On the contrary, my dear Miss Malone, you'll find this one small enough. Perhaps a little too small. Yes, indeed. Entirely too small.
Mr. Stewart, why did you... Mr. Stewart, why have you shut me in here? Mr. Stewart? Please answer me. Mr. Stewart, please let me out of here. Mr. Stewart, let me out of here. Let me out. Let me out. It's getting dark in here. The lights. Mr. Stewart, let me out.
Yes, Miss Nord. There's no doubt in my mind at all that you're the very person I want to employ as my housekeeper.
I'm very glad to hear that, Mr. Stewart.
Of course, the matter of being housekeeper of a place as large as mine calls for definite qualities. You understand, of course.
I always do my best, sir.
And one certainly can't ask for more than that. No, indeed.
Your wife? Maybe she'd like to talk to me?
Wife? Oh, yes, of course. I wrote you about my wife, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
My wife is out shopping. As soon as she returns, you'll meet her. I'm sure she'll find your recommendations as satisfactory as I did.
It makes me very happy. I've always wanted to work in a fine house.
About money.
Oh, any salary you want to pay me, Mr. Stewart, is all right. I just want a chance to show you how good I can do your work.
Very commendable. Yes, indeed, very commendable. But we must agree on a salary. I'm the sort of man who has respect for money and expects a similar respect in others. Oh, yes, and speaking of money, you'll be wanting to open a new bank account, I suppose.
Bank account?
Yes, it's my principle that everyone employed by me should have a savings account. Builds character. I'll open an account for you in the morning, and you can transfer any other bank accounts you have back in your hometown up to my bank. Convenience, you know.
Oh, no, sir. I haven't got that.
Eh?
I haven't any money in the bank back home. I took it all out.
Oh.
It wasn't much anyway, what was left of Father's insurance money after my mother died.
Ah, yes. Now then, supposing you leave all your things here and we'll go look over the house.
That will be very nice.
Here, right through this door.
I'll be glad to be working in such a big house.
Right this way. Oh yes, quite an establishment here. Designed it all myself.
I'll work hard, Mr. Stewart.
Yes, I'm certain you will. Now then, right down these stairs. I'll show you everything downstairs first.
You have a washing machine?
Yeah? Oh, yes. Yes, everything modern. Everything convenient. High, wide basement. There you are. Now, watch yourself. It's a little dark down here this time of day.
Oh, it's a big basement, all right. I could hang up plenty of washing down here.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Now, if you'll come just down this way.
You building something down here?
Building? Oh, yes, indeed. Always building, always changing, always remodeling. Change. My hobby. Always changing things.
Hard to keep clean.
Now, don't you worry about that. Everything will be cleaned up in short order. Bags of sand and concrete mixer. Everything will be out of the way. Won't bother you at all. No, not at all. Right this way.
You're making more rooms.
Yes, indeed. With nice, clean concrete floors. Here, look at this one.
Kind of dark.
Come on. Get closer. All my own work. You see, the floor's still wet. I like concrete. Don't you?
Yes, it is clean.
Yes, covers everything. Now, know how deep that concrete is? 3 feet deep. Yes, Mum. 3 feet deep. And I just poured it an hour before you honored me with your presence. 3 feet. That'll make a mighty thick slab of stone, won't it, Miss Nord? Thick enough to cover you. Yes, indeed. A fist to the point of the jaw is still the most effective soporific. You're quite a heavy woman, my dear Miss Nord. Up you go. Face down in wet concrete. What an unusual bed you lie, Miss Nord. Sinking down and down and down. And the concrete will harden, and I guess I'll have to get myself a new housekeeper. Hello? Hello? Is this the employment agency? This is Mr. Stewart, Mr. George Stewart. I'm interested in employing a nurse for my child, someone preferably unattached who can live here with my wife and myself. No, just give me their names, addresses and references, and so on, and I'll send you a check for the services. My address is 424 East 7th. Yes, just their names and addresses. Yes, I'll send you a check. Goodbye. Yes, I'll be there. Yes. Yes, what is it?
Is Mr. Stewart in?
Ah, yes, yes. Yes, indeed. Won't you come in? I'm Mr. Stewart.
Thank you.
And you're answering in regard to?
Secretarial position. You wrote me a letter?
Oh, yes, yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Won't you step in here, please? Now, you sit there and I'll sit here, and we'll get better acquainted. Put your suitcase any place. Now then, I'm afraid I didn't quite get your name.
Ray. Betty Ray. You wrote me.
Oh, yes, of course. I remember you distinctly. Now then, you're from...
Grayston. I hope that everything's the way you said it would be in your letter, Mr. Stewart.
Eh?
I mean, I hope you haven't changed your mind about me.
Oh, not at all, not at all. I'm in definite need of a good secretary. My philanthropies, you know. And you're unquestionably just the person to take matters in hand. Yes, indeed.
I'm glad to hear that.
Now then, you have my letter to you. Just to sort of refresh my memory on the circumstances, don't you know?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Eh?
I didn't bring it with me.
Oh, well then, suppose you tell me a little more about yourself and all that's happened. Mother and father see you off the train, I suppose.
Oh, no, sir. It's the way I wrote you, Mr. Stewart. I'm quite alone.
Oh, yes, yes, indeed. Well, I'm sure you'll find everything here quite to your satisfaction. Restful, quiet. I have quite a place here, you know. I'll show you around in a few moments.
That'll be very interesting.
Ah, yes. But first, there's a matter of a surety bond. I wrote you about that, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Ah, yes. I felt quite certain of that. You understand, of course, that this money will be returned to you by the bank at the time you wish to leave my employment. Fair is fair. That's what I always say. Yes, indeed.
Mr. Stewart, I was wondering,
Yes?
have you had many secretaries?
Why do you ask that?
I want to know.
But why do you ask that question?
And what happens to them after you hire them?
Young woman,
Tell me what happens to them.
who are you?
My name is Betty Malone.
Malone?
Betty Malone. My sister Ella came here a month ago about a job. I want to know where she is. You hear me? I want to know where she is.
I don't think I quite know what you're talking about.
Why do you lie to me? Why do you lie to me? She was here. She was.
Now then, what makes you so sure?
A letter. You wrote her. The first one. I waited a whole month, and then I came here. As soon as I saw you, I thought something was wrong, and now I know there is. My sister Ella, where is she? You've got to tell me.
What if I tell you again that I don't know what you're talking about?
I'll go to the police. They'll make you tell the truth. I know she came here. I know she did. Why do you laugh? Why?
Because you're being a very foolish young lady. Very foolish. There's no need to get excited. Of course your sister's here. Very happy, too.
She's here?
Yes. Yes, and very happy, too.
Then take me to her. Oh, please take me to her.
All right, no need to get excited. Of course I'll take you to her. I intended to all along. Just having a little joke with you.
Is she all right? Is she...
Of course, of course. Now then, come right along with me. Come right along with me.
Why didn't she write? Why didn't she tell me?
Yes. Yeah, she's right up here. Been with me for over a month.
This isn't a trick, is it?
Now then, right down this hall, and you can ask her that for yourself.
What's she doing in there?
My dear young lady, you have easily the most suspicious mind of anyone I've ever met. I'm quite a helpless old man. You always have recourse, as you put it, to the police. Here we are, right in this room.
All right.
It's her room. She's slightly indisposed. Go right in.
It's locked.
Well, knock on the door and she'll open it for you.
Ella, it's Betty. Let me in, darling. It's Betty.
Must be asleep.
Ella, please. It's Betty. Your sister Betty.
Well now, certainly is a tight sleeper.
But she can't be sleeping.
All right. Now, no reason to get excited.
Open the door. Please, open the door.
Got the key right here. Now, don't excite yourself needlessly.
Quickly, open the door, quickly.
There we are. Go ahead. You open the door.
Ella, it's Betty. Ella? What?
Now then, my dear Betty, we understand each other clearly, don't we?
Ella, dead.
Nothing like a complete understanding now, is there?
Ella, dead.
No, it wasn't so difficult. I shut the door, sealed it, and nature took care of the rest.
Mother in heaven.
But she died quite easily, much easier than others.
Why?
You mean, why do I do it? It's a very simple explanation, young woman. This is my business.
Business?
Yes, my business. Some men make their fortune in stocks, and some in bonds, and some in business. And this is my business.
Why?
Why? Why is any business conducted? Profit, my dear. And I've made quite a neat little profit. Oh, yes, and a very safe one, too.
Ella, my sweet.
Yes, and you're the very first to come wandering about looking for one of my customers. The first, and I assure you, the last. Yes, 30 women have come in my front door.
Ella.
Well, 31, including you and Ella. Come on along. I'll tell you all about them. You'll find it most instructive. Yes, indeed.
Don't hold my arm.
But I must. These corridors, they twist and turn. Yes, it's best I hold your arm. Get lost easily around this house. My most interesting house.
Where are you taking me?
Yes, there were 30 before you. Most interesting array. I used to read the want ads in small-town papers, and then I'd write letters. Oh, most interesting letters. I needed a secretary, or a housekeeper, or a nurse. Excellent salary. Unusual accommodations.
Somehow, Ella, I knew this had happened.
Yes, indeed. And they brought all their worldly belongings with them, generally in a suitcase. A little here and a little there. I assure you it has been most profitable. Now, in this room, for example...
No, don't open that door.
No, perhaps it would be better not to. The one in here came to be my housekeeper. Let me see. How long ago was it? Well, no matter. She came as a housekeeper, and after she went into retirement in that room, I found in her suitcase such interesting bonds. I tell you, my eyes fairly popped from my head. Ah, yes, It's the uncertainty that makes my little business so very fascinating.
You killed 30 women?
Now, let's go down a little way. Now, down here. Don't make me pull you along.
You killed 30 women.
No, it wasn't difficult. Most women are such fools, anxious to believe what they want to believe.
They came here for life, and you gave them death.
Oh, you're a smart one. That's why I'm even bothering to show you my work. I never did the others. And showing you around won't do harm. You won't be talking long.
A thing like you. And 30 women died.
Now, in this room. Oh, let me open it and show you.
No, don't make me look.
You see, there's no reason for excitement. An empty room. That's what she thought when she went in here. Then I pressed this button so. And the trapdoor flopped open as she stood on it, and down she went. Down, down. Guess into what? A pit of lime.
A thing like you, alive.
Ah, yes. I tried out so many different ways of killing them. You wonder why they'll never find me out. I'll tell you why. Because I'm much too smart for all of them. Because I figured everything out in order. Logically. Oh, not perfect crimes. No, nothing infantile. But just cleverness in choosing the women I do business with. And an equal cleverness in doing away with them. Oh, yes, indeed.
You and my dearest Ella. Dead.
Ella. What does she matter? Just another. You've got to listen to me. No one else has ever known it. Never whispered it before, never again. Why speak of Ella when I'm telling you about my cleverness?
It isn't right for you to live.
You're not the judge of living and dying in this place. I am. Now then, what was I telling you? Oh yes, why they'll never get me. Why my business will go on and on until I have more money than no matter what. I want to tell you how I did it.
Ella, somehow, seeing you like that, it's done things in my head.
No corpus delicti. And if there is one, no evidence of violence. There. That's the secret.
Were you very frightened, sister?
A barrel of quicklime. There's no corpus delicti after that, I tell you. And not when you bury them in a slab of concrete. Yes, that's the secret.
If I could have only been with you, little sister.
And now, this room. Let me show it to you. I think this will be your room, my dear.
So very frightened.
You see the door? Airtight. Airtight, yes, indeed. I'll open it.
If I could have helped you, Ella.
The room. Oh, amazing sight, isn't it? No doors, no windows. But then, there's quite a scarcity of windows in my house. Or haven't you noticed that?
If I could have helped you, Ella.
Ah, but this is a clever room. I'll shut you up inside it, and then I'll close the door and press this button here like this. You hear that, little one? You hear that? Pumping, pumping, pumping. And guess what it's pumping?
Oh, Ella. Ella, my head.
Air. You hear me pumping the air out of the room. Yes, that's clever, isn't it? You breathe, and soon there'll be nothing there to breathe, and then you'll die. if the police do find your body. No mark of violence, nothing but asphyxiation. A most mysterious death, they'll say. And in time they'll decide it was all quite natural. Embolism, heart attack. Oh, they'll think up a fancy name to clear their files. Yes, indeed. They always do.
It isn't right for him to live, is it, Ella?
Now, first, off with the pump. And now, my dear, I think you'd better step inside and... Quickly now, so I can close the door and go about my other work. Quickly, I tell you.
No, wait.
Wait for what?
I want to give you something.
What can you give me that doesn't belong to me already?
This.
Gun.
Get in there. In the room.
Gun. You had a gun in your purse all the time.
My father's. I brought it for the man who... Ella. Get in that room.
No. What?
Get in there, or I'll press the trigger.
No, don't shoot. I'm a harmless old man. I was only fooling. I wouldn't hurt you.
Revenge. It's right to revenge, isn't it, Ella? He said to press this button, Ella. The pump.
Shut off that motor.
It's running. Ella, listen to it. It's killing him the way he killed you. It's right to revenge, isn't it, little sister? Right to revenge? Right to revenge? Right to revenge? Right to revenge? Right? Right to revenge? 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 Right to revenge?
Off.
Right to revenge?
I'll give you anything you want. Shut off that bomb. I can't die. I won't die. I'll tear the walls down. Let me out of here. Air. The man's got to have air. Let me out. Let me out. Breath. Ears. Can't hear. Drums breaking. Blood in my mouth. My eyes. No air. Bleeding. Air. Give me air. A breath of air. 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 Give me air. Give me air.
Revenge. 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 Revenge.
Yeah, listen to her, Captain. Revenge, revenge. Over and over again. Such a young and pretty girl. What could have made her crazy like that? What, I ask ye?
So quoth this raven. My darlings, if you enjoyed my little radio drama, please like, subscribe, and ring the little bell. Give me a comment and I'll comment back. But above all, please go visit April and Dark Owl. They are fabulous subscribers. And if you don't know who Dr. Creepen is, where have you been? He is definitely the most melodious voice narrator out there.